Will we get a Crimson Tide two-peat? What do you think?
Dunbar brought it home. First championship since 2011.
Yep.
You know, it was great. I think this year's, you know, they in the driver's seat. They probably got the most kids coming back. You know, Coach Bink done great with the program. I think I said it on the show that, 3 years?
Yep, 2 to 3 years away. Yep.
You know, they Turkey Bowl champs. You know, I think it's gonna take some good play again and believing and not too cocky. But you know, it's Dunbar football. Roll Tide.
Yeah, facts. And like you said, man, they probably do return the most players. 90% of that 2019 Turkey Bowl 50 winning 10-win championship season, last year's championship team. And most notable, the reigning MVP, passing champion, and DCIAA Player of the Year, talking about QB Amonte Dreher. Yeah. Now, what I like about Amonte, outside of, all the accolades that he has, the kid can make every throw. The game against HD, the regular season game the first regular season game against
Man,
HD.
I wish you was at the second one. Oh, my God.
I heard it was nice. I heard it was.
I wish it was on tape.
Was it 3 overtimes?
It was. I didn't want to go home.
I feel you. Yeah. And it was so good. Side note, it was so good to see an old rivalry renewed between HD and Dunbar. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Definitely.
But again, about Dreher, he can make every throw: short pass, deep pass, intermediate. He can throw on the run. The kid makes great reads, and he doesn't turn the ball over, which, in my opinion, is the most important thing for a quarterback. Just 10 interceptions last year to go against 29 scores that he threw. Just lights out. What do you think about Dreher and that passing game at Dunbar?
He's bringing back, the passing game at Dunbar. It hasn't been that way in a while. Even when you on your show you just had with the former HD players, when Chris was saying, playing against Dunbar, you get downhill rushing. Yeah, it's been like that for a while. Yep. It's been like that for even when I played with the Monte Smiths and the Willie Thorns, and back when he said with Bernard Robbins and things like that. We haven't had that big threat since Nate Bussey. Yep. I mean, arguably, LaMelo was actually throwing, but it's been a while since
somebody like put the type of numbers up there.
Nate Bussey and Tyree White and things like that. Right. So I love it.
And of course, we talked about Dreher, but a quarterback can't do it by itself. Gotta have some receivers to throw to. And I think that
they had a core receiver.
And I think Dunbar has, coming into this season, the most stacked receiving core in the city. Like from top to bottom. First name I'm gonna mention, led the Stars division in receiving, wide receiver Jamari Armstrong. What he lacks in stature,
speed,
he makes up in speed. And what do we always say about speed? Can't teach it.
Man, I remember when he caught the screen against HG the first game.
Goodness.
And I see him get a back up move, and he just goes to a second gear. I'm like, I mean, I seen him.
You talk about 0 to 60 easily.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, that speed right there. I'd have been mad at linebacker trainers. I'd have been mad.
Yeah, man. Cause I mean, and I looked at that play. Funny thing about that play, I was calling the game. I knew he could run. I knew he was fast. But he went from the 30, he went from the 40 to the 20 before I could say 30. Like, it was gone.
Yeah, man. I think their receiver core as a whole even put it together, even in track, because they took it serious.
Yes.
And they took it serious, and that's what you need to be doing.
Yep. And in addition to Armstrong, Martell Perry, Elijah Starkey, who's a big body receiver. And then I believe this year, quiet as it's kept, the return of Tahir Chase, offensively and defensively, I think is going to make a huge impact. Because prior to him getting injured mid-season, he was leading the Stars division in receiving.
Definitely. I also like Delonte Vaughn in the get to the special teams game, and he sort of falls behind in like the third receiver, but makes plays. I mean, he wears number 10. I like that. I feel like they gotta play. Even Josh Goodwine, who plays both ways, he came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? These guys are really doing it, and then you got Big Makai Farm protecting.
Yeah, man.
That's one thing you always gotta remember, them linemen.
Yeah, and they have a really good line. And one thing that a lot of people would say, if we can say Dunbar had an Achilles heel last year, a lot of people said because their passing game was so dominant, their run game wasn't up to par. But they proved that in the playoff game and in the Turkey Bowl. So
in the Turkey Bowl, I mean, they ran the ball well.
They did.
You know, actually, I believe running the ball defense saved them in the Turkey Bowl. That was my opinion.
Yep.
Well, you know, but even defensively, like the change, in my opinion, from Jaleel Smith. He came into high school as supposed to be this big bad running back, and now he's turned into one of the best linebackers in the city. You know?
How surprising.
Fast and strong. You guys, I'm telling you, pay attention to him on kickoff.
Oh yeah.
If anything, I'm telling you, if you play against Dunbar, go watch tape on kickoff and see how fast Jaleel, number 3 big, goes down. He's
looking to take heads off.
I'm telling you, it's a problem.
And I want to get your thoughts on this because you just mentioned about Bear being that that big time back, and he showed it. He showed previews of it his freshman year. Coming into this season, I would assume that Jaleel Smith, I would assume Bear's gonna be the number 1 back. If he is the number 1 back, how much do you think that'll impact Dunbar's offense?
I think it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You know, they getting their linemen together and everything, and this is gonna be the key. You know, they talk about the season. It's gonna be in February. It's cold.
Yep.
You know, throwing the ball every time.
It's
cold. You know, but that's bedtime to shine.
That's true.
So we're definitely gonna see how that turns out with him.